My name is Shelby Taylor, and I aim to live every day fabulously and not save things for special occasions, and this is my perspective on classic and effortless style living and entertaining. I recently saw a video where somebody asked a fashion influencer what her dream job would be, and she said to own her own brand, and I just immediately thought there's nothing I would personally like to do less. At this point, I was mainly making content focused on fashion, and I always strived for a classic and elegant style, but my style had changed drastically since moving to London. I still enjoyed putting together classic outfits in creative ways, but ultimately when I thought about what my dream would be, it was never to work in fashion. So I reflected on my experiences and memories growing up and realized that my true interests were truly related to hosting, entertaining, and cooking. I thought about my blog in 2020 called Effortless Entertaining, where I mainly shared tips and tricks to women in their early 20s, just as they were moving into their own houses and starting to host their own events. My fashion videos never particularly performed as well as I hoped they would. They never got a ton of views, but I had to sit back and realize that if this is not what my true goal and passion is in life, is this really what I should be investing the most time in? And should I be really getting frustrated when they don't do as well as I hoped? I thought about how much joy creating a flat lays made me and how I could just maneuver different pieces together to look effortlessly chic, and how growing up I would always make my bedroom reflective of a hotel room, complete with a tray, a mug, flowers, and books. I loved collecting cookbooks, and every time Ina Garten released a new one, I got so excited. I also enjoyed helping my mom set up for her dinner parties, and every time she would take me into Williams-Sonoma and Pottery Barn, I would just walk around in awe, absolutely transfixed by all of the kitchen pieces and homeware, and I just wanted everything. Growing up, I pored over Martha Stewart and Pottery Barn catalogs, circling everything I wanted and dreaming of the day where I could have my own collection of serveware and entertaining pieces. I practiced calligraphy so I could perfectly execute place cards, and I often played around on my iPad designing mock invitations for my dream dinner parties. My mom and I absolutely loved Ina Garten and Nancy Meyers. When I would come home from school, we would watch Food Network every single day. I loved finding treasures in antique stores, presenting food in beautiful ways, and developing my own cocktail recipes or putting together the perfect cheese boards. All of it came so naturally to me how I could identify food and wine pairings, identify just that one ingredient that would up-level any dish, and put together floral arrangements and tablescapes effortlessly. I appreciated making every day special, not saving things for special occasions, and finding ways to make every day fabulous. Even if it was just for my husband and I will often just pop a bottle of champagne and put together a cheese board, often making it look like a 5-star restaurant across my entire kitchen table. But the idea is just making every day special, even if it's just for you. I relished in my parents' friends telling me that I should open up my own catering business, how my grandparents would urge me to open up my own specialty food store and mail them boxes of treats, how people would think of me when they saw painted champagne bottles, and the joy on my in-laws' faces when I showed up with homemade granola, fleur-de-sel caramels, and white chocolate bark, beautifully packaged in cellophane bags with a custom ribbon. I love spending hours perfecting my menu and just find so much peace strolling around farmers markets, finding that one ingredient and then developing an entire recipe around it. For years, my motto has been classic and effortless style living and entertaining. My true goal in life is to own my own specialty food store or write my own cookbook. And I was definitely inspired the first time that I saw the specialty food store, and it's complicated. The perfectly packaged cellophane bags sitting on the wooden tables with the light peering in through the windows and Meryl Streep's character filling up everybody's coffee. I was always entranced by Ina Garten's Hampton's barn, just her collection of pantry essentials and serveware and her stunning herb garden. And I was always amazed that Martha Stewart would have the passion to create these enormous, elaborate displays just for them to be taken apart and eaten minutes later. I believe it is truly an art form. Looking at my content, it is not the fashion videos which leave a lasting impression on my followers. It's the hosting and entertaining relating content that seems to wow and leave that impression. And what you don't see behind the scenes is my pure joy in creating those videos, bouncing around my kitchen, finding the perfect piece to elevate any occasion, setting up the cocktail bar, or putting together a cheese board. I am truly bouncing and spinning around my kitchen with pure joy, and just seeing the final result is incredible. It's amazing to see just how much this little community has grown just in over a month of focusing on this type of content. And I'm so happy to have this wonderful supportive community. We have our Facebook group and our TikTok, our Pinterest, Substack, Instagram, YouTube. You can follow me wherever it best suits you. And I'm so happy to be able to inspire you. It is amazing to read the comments from people saying that I have inspired them to learn to cook or to read Ina Garten's memoir or just to have fun and find the fabulous in every day. Obviously, I do not know what the future holds, but I'm so grateful for this little time in my life. My full-time job could not be farther than what I am truly focusing on here. I work in school management, and all of my degrees, my master's, bachelor's, minors, and certificates are related to childcare and education, and I truly love doing that, but this is just a whole other side of creative passion. There are two things I know for sure. One of them is a quote from Jeffrey in Ina Garten's memoir, which is, "Do what you love. If you love it, you'll be really good at it." And the other is that you don't need to save things for special occasions. You don't need elaborate white marble kitchens to create content. You don't need a ton of friends to make every day special. You don't need expensive products or a perfectly curated collection of serveware. Just focus on you and make every day special and memorable for yourself.